Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to CoversCorner. This is week 7 of the spring garden tour. It's hard to believe it's week 7 already. I know I say that every week, but it just seems like it's like going so fast. If you're new to the channel, thanks for joining us. Click the subscribe button below and hit the little bell so you get notifications for new videos. My name is Stephanie. My husband Brett and I live on about 1/3 of an acre in a subdivision, and we do what we can to help our family so that we don't have to count as much on the stores and so that we know what we're eating. For those of you that are not new, welcome back. Thanks for coming back again. This week we're going to do things just a little bit different. I'm going to try to cut the videos down just a little bit in length. It's so exciting for me though because I love to share my entire garden, but I know it might be kind of boring for you. So we're going to try something a little bit new. Excuse my voice. As always, I'm trying to get this done before the girls wake up, and hopefully the dogs will help me, will work with me, I should say. So anyway, let's get a couple things I wanted to talk about real quick. I've had people come to me and say, we identify ourselves as homesteaders. We're suburban homesteaders. The HOA we live in right now, we can't have livestock. We have guidelines we have to follow. We're okay with that for now, but we are still considered homesteaders. We still provide stuff for our family from our home. There is no right or wrong type of homesteader. You don't have to have acres and acres of property. You don't have to have livestock. It's nice if you can have those things. It's wonderful, and that is our dream that we're hoping, that we're working towards. But you don't have to have all that stuff to be a homesteader. You can still provide for your family from your suburban or urban property. Even if you have only a balcony, you have room to grow stuff. You just do it in containers, do it in pots. You don't have to have in-ground beds. Being sustainable is making your own food, you know, home cook from scratch food, not being reliant on the convenience foods from the grocery stores. It's sewing your clothes. You know, we do not buy clothes every week. Our clothes last for a long time. Yesterday I just spent the day stitching up the girls' clothes, because they're kids, and so sometimes they get holes and, you know, rips in the seams or whatever. So it's about this. It's about making things last. It's about reusing what you have. It's about, sorry, I was trying to figure out what was on my foot. It's about not running to the store every 2 minutes to get that newest thing that you want. But you do it on the level that you are comfortable with. You do it on the level that you are capable of, and don't judge yourself and your homestead against anybody else's, because we are all different. We all have different thoughts. We all have different experiences. Don't say that, oh, well, so-and-so over there is doing this, so I have to do that on mine. No, you do what works for you and what works for your family. So anyway, I just wanted to get that out there because I've had a couple people come to me lately and say, but how are you a homesteader? All you do is grow a vegetable garden, so you're just a gardener. Oh, there's things that you guys don't see that goes on in the house. You know, that I don't video everything, obviously. And maybe I should start videoing a few more of those things, just so people understand that it's not just I come out in the garden once or twice a week and that's that. There's a lot of other stuff that goes on that Brett and I do behind the scenes. We build, primarily Brett, but a lot of times with my, you know, like my input and my design or input, and he puts it together. We build the stuff that we have around here, and we repurpose a lot of stuff that we have. So anyway, let's get started real quick. Like I said, I'm not gonna go through plant by plant. It's kind of hot out here this morning, and I'm running a little bit late, but I want to show you some of the big things that have happened this week. So I'm going to go ahead and flip you around here. And as usual, we're starting over here by the gate. The sunflowers are huge. I mean, they're just going to keep getting bigger. I'm still amazed though. This is my first, oh, someone's leaning over there. Yeah, who's taking a nap? This is my first year growing the sunflowers in my beds. I usually would grow them just like on their own in a patch, but I think this is kind of a cool idea. Kind of gives some shade to some of the plants that might need a break during the day. And we'll see how it works. It's all about trial and error for me, homesteading. I've been growing gardens for the majority of my life, and my dad and mom always had them, and they didn't supply a year's worth of food for the family, but they gave us some stuff. So I've been around gardens for a long time, but I'm learning something new every year. I mean, every day sometimes, you know, there's something new. And for me, coming to this climate is a new experience and a very big learning experience for me, because I came from Michigan, which is zone 5B if you're lucky, to where I'm at in Maryland, which depending on who you look at, we're either 7A or 7B. So it's a big difference. So I'm still learning. I will never profess to know everything there is to know about gardening. There are good days, there are bad days, there are successes, there are failures. That's just the way it is. So don't ever get down on yourself. So anyway, jalapeno peppers are looking awesome. We're going to be harvesting some of those this weekend. We got several plants of them. And this is a very long, skinny jalapeno that wasn't there a couple days ago. This is amongst the weeds. A few of the onions. I have onions scattered all over. This is what the technique I was referring to is spooning in the last video, just so you notice how you just dig down and it lets the bulb grow bigger on your onions. I haven't done it to all of them. I have some of them that I have and some of them I haven't. So I'm just kind of testing because I've never done it that way. This is a new thing for me this year. Nothing new on the pea front. Corn squash is looking really good. These guys have gotten huge, the egg corn and the spaghetti squash. Look at this. I just want to show you this. Look at the size, I don't know if you can, of that blossom. Like, there's my hand and the size of that blossom. They're huge, massive. And we got lots of little baby spaghetti squash on here. I have grown spaghetti squash before. Oh, there they are. Lots of baby spaghetti squash. I've grown it before, but it's been a long time. So, and I only put one plant in this year because I want to make sure it's something we're going to use. Eggplants are doing pretty well. I got to come out and hit them with DE. We've had rain off and on, so it's kind of no point in there's no point in putting DE on if it's just going to get washed back off. Our mysterious pumpkin turned zucchini plant. It's got lots of fruit down there. It's got massive blossoms as well. And I did come out and I was trying to video this for you guys this week, but the rain, it kept, every time I bring the camera out, it would rain. I foiled the stems of all of my squash plants. That would help with the squash beetles. Or vine borers, I mean, not squash beetles. So that's an experiment I'm trying. I've done it before in the past with a little bit of success, but to be honest with you, I didn't really pay that close of attention to the cycle of the pests, so I don't really know, honestly, if it was from the tinfoil or if it was just their time to go. Sunflowers are looking huge. I got a bug playing peekaboo with me on the sunflower. Can you see that? Look, every time I turn it, it goes. Guys, I'm not imagining it. There is like, that's like the weirdest thing. I've never had a bug play peekaboo. But it's going back and forth on the stalk of the sunflower. Cucumbers are looking good. I'm gonna resow a couple there. Sugar pumpkins, pie pumpkins I should say, doing really well. I've been vining them up the trellis because the idea is that they're gonna grow. I don't know if they'll go completely over the trellis, but at least up the trellis to get them off the ground, give them more space. Things you can do to save space if you have a smaller pot garden area is trellis stuff and get it up off the ground, and then you can put stuff under it also. Kale is like on fire. I will be harvesting more of that. These are my non-spooned onions, but I am going to come out and top them off because I'm going to use, this is not an onion, this is a lettuce, or a weed. I am going to come out and I'm going to top them off and use the onion tops for green onion powder. Green beans, the same old, same old. For the DE, I got to come out and hit them again. We did replant yesterday, the girls and I. We filled in some of these bare spots. They're going to be behind, but they're beans. They don't take long to come to fruition, typically. So, I'll have plenty of time before I need to put my fall stuff in there to harvest them. Pole beans are looking good, getting up there. So this one, I think, oh, this one wins the race this week. I think he's been ahead the whole time. But yep, they're looking good. Like I said, more DE will help with the Mexican bean beetles that we've discovered to be on there. The tomatillos, nothing from them yet. It's just these 4 little spots. This kale is incredible. It's just amazing to me how much it just keeps putting out. Red Russian kale? I can't remember if it's red Russian or just red kale. And these onions I also did not spoon. I did top some of them though, but I need to come back and top them. More pole beans. Harvested the cabbages, obviously. I think that was in last week's video also that we did that. And have put sowed some dwarf, I'm trying to remember, I think it was the dwarf sugar peas that we put in here yesterday. I have to go look at my book. Brussels sprouts are doing the Brussels sprout thing. So babies are getting bigger. I can't really tell too well on the camera, but they're not huge, but they're getting there. They've got time, hopefully. Well, that's another trial thing that I'm doing because I think Brussels sprouts are in the Nebraska. Well, I know Brussels sprouts are in the Nebraska family, but they all are usually cool weather crops. So we're just kind of, sorry about the glare. We're just kind of winging it to see how they do with the warmer weather. Beans I had planted in here. Those are just the northern bush beans. Transplanting the ancho peppers out to here. Brett and I were talking because I had my cauliflower and broccoli in there, and they didn't grow very well, and Brett said he wondered if it was because it's in the tank and maybe the tank is keeping the ground warmer than what they like. And I got to thinking, last year I had put peppers in those tanks and they like did phenomenal. So that he may be onto something with that. So I'm putting those peppers back in there to try it. And for the fall crops, the cabbages and that, I would rotate them anyway, but the cabbages and cauliflowers are going to go into one of the big beds to see, and all separate, not in one bed, but all separate, to see if it makes a huge difference or if it was just the weather that, you know, the timing thing for me with planting them too late. But we'll see. Lots of Roma tomatoes coming on. Let's see if you can see them down there. It's so hard sometimes, guys, to tell if what I'm looking at is what you can see in the viewfinder, because it looks like it, but then there's like a shadow or something. So that's why I try to get a good picture for you. But all the tomatoes are doing really well. I had pruned them up before, because I knew we were supposed to get days and days of rain. So they were all pruned up. Lots of blossoms on all of these. These are all Roman tomatoes. The Tabasco peppers are looking good. And more baby tomatoes. I'm so excited. I love the baby. I love the baby fruits. It's so exciting. It's like, oh, all my hard work is paying off. This pepper's still doing really well. All these pepper plants, except for one I have that's kind of, oh, this giant Marconi it was the one that a couple weeks ago had the buds and had the fruit on here. I snipped both of them off, or all of them off, to help hopefully let it grow. It still is not growing, and it's setting more blossoms. So I don't know, maybe, and this is also a red Marconi, but maybe these are just a shorter type. I don't know. So I guess I'm just gonna let it go this time and see what it does. So we'll see what happens. The gypsy peppers are rocking. Lots of them. Both of these plants. Corn is knee-high. It's getting there. That just shot up too. Experimental potato bags are blooming. I did learn something new about potatoes that I didn't know. I've been researching because my big bed of potatoes haven't blossomed yet, but they seem to be dying back, and I'm like, but I thought they had to blossom. And apparently not all not all potatoes will blossom. So when they die back, we're gonna harvest them and see what we have. This is a new method that we're using this year with all the straw and that, so we'll see. I mean, like I've said 100 times, trial and error. These cucumbers are getting huge, taking off. Patty's doing well. The rutabagas need to be thinned out a little bit. Bok choy is looking good. I'll probably come in and thin this just a little bit more. They're not really super close together, so I've never grown bok choy, so like I'll pull like one of these, obviously. Radishes are starting to get pretty good size, so I think some of them are ready to be harvested. I don't know if you remember in the video, I can't remember if it was last week's video or the video before, when I said I couldn't figure out what was going on with that zucchini plant because it kept flopping over. And then it dawned on me that I had started to trellis it. I had started to prune it pole, and I'm like, well, maybe that messed with the balance of it because the big one over there sits perfect. So I'm thinking that maybe that's what happened. So I came back out and I've trellised all of these to see what happens. This will be my experimental again, and it's going to need to come up again because it's getting kind of, it's got a funky shaped stalk too, so it's kind of hard to figure out like where I should be attaching it at and what I should be pruning. So I'm going to come in and prune some of these. We'll see. I mean, I may not like that, and I may be doing it wrong because this is my first time doing it, so there's that. This is like the, okay guys, this, I planted zucchini seeds in that hole. 100% guaranteed I planted zucchini seeds in that hole. I have never, ever seen a zucchini plant like that. Go figure. Watermelons are all looking good. All these tomatoes. Here's Brett's exciting. He's been so excited watching these cherry tomatoes, and there are like a lot of them on here. These are black cherry tomatoes, so we're excited. It won't be long before we get stuff off of here. Beans, more beans. We eat a lot of beans. Faceated blossoms create, oops, these types of tomatoes. That one got by me. I didn't see it, but we're gonna let it go and see what happens. If it gets too big, I'll pick it off there. There's lots of other tomatoes on this plant, so I'm not worried about it. Those are the Cherokee Purple also, and they're heirloom, which is typically why the plants that you'll find faceated blossoms on are the heirlooms. Nothing in this bed yet. Still trying to figure out what I'm going to put in there for sure. More beans and the potatoes I was talking about. See, they're all dying back. They've been sprayed with neem. They've been sprayed with DE, or dusted with DE. So, and I have to keep coming out and pushing them back a little bit because they want to come and take over this, which is a sunflower, which I probably, hindsight, shouldn't have planted in there, but I was not thinking my potatoes were going to get as huge as they are. Like I said, learn. Every year is something different. These tomatoes are looking good. These are the Brandywine tomatoes. They still kind of have a little bit of a funkiness to their leaves, but they're setting blossoms and stuff, so we'll see. I don't see any obvious signs of pests on them. They haven't been overwatered. They haven't been underwatered. So we'll see what happens with them. These little buggers, this one is just producing, and this is one I bought. But they are so interesting. And we did have 2 of them that were fresh, or that were ready about 2 weeks ago now. They take forever to change though, it seems like. And they were really, really good, so I'm looking forward to those. And the grape tomatoes. And Shelby says hi, guys. So, and that's it for this week. I hope you enjoyed the tour. Thanks for stopping by. Like I said in the beginning, well, if you're new here, welcome. Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell, so that you get notified of new videos. If you've been with us since we started, this channel is only 7 weeks old. If you've been with us from the beginning, thanks for coming back. Best way that you can help our channel grow is to like the videos and to share with your friends, family, anybody that you think might be interested in joining us on this journey and maybe learning a thing or two along the way with me, with Brett and I both, because like I've said, we learn every day. Hope you have a great day. I'll see you on the next video.